Would a guy telling you about a bar fight he was in be a red flag to you? I've been talking to this guy, let's call him A, for a while, and a couple of days ago he tells me that he got into a fight at a bar. From what he told, the other guy involved in the fight put his hand on A's shoulder and made some snarky remark, and that set A off. I told him to meet him outside and fight ensued. Normally I'd be put off by a guy talking about a bar fight, but after he told the story he said that he feels really embarrassed about it and that it was not cool. Not really sure if this is a red flag or not. Lol. Playing both sides of the coin here. I am a badass who was in a bar, my emotions are sad about it. Is it okay that he's violent if he has feelings about it after? Jesus, op. To be honest, that's a red flag for me. Yeah, it's a red flag. I think people should be able to defend themselves if threatened, but I don't think a snarky comment or touching someone's shoulder is an incitement to violence. It sounds like your friend was looking for an excuse to fight. A 30-year-old that settles a dispute, not even a dispute, an altercation, with a fight? Come on girl, you know the answer. Major red flag. Troll post. Huge red flag. He's prone to violence when drunk. Don't stick around long enough that you become his punching bag. Being in a bar, fights can happen to anyone, wrong place, wrong time. A stranger can start punching you with no provocation, not a red flag. Starting a bar fight over a stranger saying something sassy to him is a huge red flag. If he is remorseless in how he beat a stranger over small things, then he can beat you if you have an argument faster than you can say Chris Brown. Huge. I wouldn't touch him. If he gets set off that easily in public, what's he like behind closed doors? I'm sorry I hit you, but that only means I love you very much. Him being embarrassed is irrelevant to the fact that he goaded someone into a fight. He chose violence instead of ignoring the guy or de-escalating the situation if needed. I honestly don't even believe his story. Who the fuck talks shit to some random dude at a bar? This demonstrates that he is violent, especially when drinking. His finger is on a hairpin trigger. He lacks emotional regulation, impulse control and critical thinking. Huge red flag. I wouldn't feel safe overall. As a guy in his 30s, I got to say that smarter guys usually have plenty of snarky things to say back and not get into fights. I feel that by 30 a guy should understand that bar fights are idiotic. Giant red flag. The guy had more than ample opportunity to walk away, yet he chose to meet him in the parking lot. In this context, yeah. It's one thing to tell you about a fight that happened earlier because he was defending himself and he only mentioned it because his black eye was just a tad bit noticeable. What we have over here though is not just a dude with a temper tantrum, but he also wants everyone to know just how strong and tough he is. Lamau. Yes. Wouldn't be interested in that at all. The red flags comments. Lamau. I mean, I would get in a bar fight about blatant racism, people making sexist unwanted advances or homophobia. What did he fight about? His own ego? Red flag. He thinks it's a flex and wants you think he's strong and tough. He'll probably wanna fight me and all the other people, calling it a red flag, and then go, I'm so embarrassed I fought all those Reddit commentators. Immediate turn off. I'm not into guys that are violent or have a bad temper. Loser alert. Yes, short-tempered. Criminal behavior. Violent. Acts in a way that he later regrets. My toxic trait is that it kinda turns me on. Woman shrugging. Yes. If he's telling you about it out of the blue, he's not embarrassed about it, he's bragging, but is trying to appear humble and not a violent guy by saying he's embarrassed. I mean, even in his version of events he clearly was the jerk who escalated things to a fight. If a reasonable non-violent person was in a fight, it's because someone else attacked them or did something else on that level and they couldn't de-escalate the situation or find any alternative. A 30-year-old man is way too old to be getting into bar fights. Lol. I go to and have been going to bars for well over a decade now, and not once have I ever been even close to a fight. Sounds like this guy probably gets an anger problem when he drinks, because it's not normal to get in fights with strangers. It would be one thing if the other guy came up to him and started hitting him or something, but him getting bent out of shape over a snarky comment and him touching someone's shoulder just sounds like this guy can fly off the handle at a moment's notice. I'd probably steer clear of him. That's literally red flag central. He's violent and has anger issues. I'm male, and any guy that flaunts his capability predisposition for violence would be a red flag. A big, bright and conspicuous red flag, akin to the bright colors displayed by some poisonous animals. In the real world it isn't a red flag. A one-time bar fight where the other dude instigated it is a nothing burger in the real world. On Reddit it's triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post, run, he's dangerous and probably a killer. Seriously, a one-time bar fight isn't that big of a deal, especially if he feels embarrassed about it after and the other guy started it. Half of the people on this site act like people don't make mistakes, or have never been in a fight before. It's not that serious unless it's a constant issue. He's getting into bar fights at 30? He's a loser. Not a red flag. Yeah, that's a red flag. If a remark was enough to set the other person off, I try my hardest to avoid such things. And if A was drunk, then that just adds on. Some people are just fighter drunk. Now imagine someone looked at you the wrong way or said anything. A charge can ruin someone's life. It looks like a red flag. It is a red flag. He chose violence. Yeah, definitely. Especially since he started it. I don't like aggressive guys. And I don't care if he is embarrassed. Why would you tell me about it if you are embarrassed? Bar fight? Not necessarily. Being set off and the one to escalate something to a bar fight, definitely. Yes, he feels bad about it, but what is he doing to deal with his anger control issues? Depends on the circumstances of the fight. Sometimes bigger guys just attract fights because someone wants to prove something by attacking him. One of my friends has this problem. He just attracts douchebags, and I've never seen him make an effort to be the one to start shit. Or like 2 or so weeks ago, a fight at a gym made the front page of Reddit where a guy didn't move out of the way at all of another guy who sidestepped a butt, and a fight ensued. Sometimes shit happens beyond your control and yeah, you get into a fight. If he's not looking for it, I don't see it as a problem. Yeah, that's a red flag. When I was younger, like 22, I'm 35 now, done some therapy etc. since that chapter of my life. I got into fights not a lot, but it did happen every few years. One time I was blacked out and I came to things with my friend smashing my head in a wall. Neither of us knows how it started even. I suspect he started it because he's not someone I'd want to fight, but with alcohol, man shrugging. I'm embarrassed by it to the point I'm not gonna tell someone I'm trying to date about that. Violent clown hanging out at bars, women love that. If this was recently, yeah, that's not good. But if it was I did stupid things in my youth, then it's different. Yes. Nothing more asinine than someone getting in a bar fight. It's literally one of the easiest things to avoid. I'd say that's a red flag. But also I'd get the ick so quickly if a guy was that easily provoked and had no control of his emotions. This would potentially be a deal breaker to me. Would be a red flag for me. No. But I have seen so many bar fights, it's literally an everyday occurrence here. I wouldn't care unless it happened often. The thing is, a guy who is extremely nice would be also prone to violence and hurt you. You have to date a year until the masks come off and see who you really dating. Nah. Polly had a few too many and it sounds like he learned a lesson. I wouldn't sweat it if that is the only thing that is an issue. We all make mistakes. Key is to learn from them. Let's put it this way. If he beats you up but feels sorry afterwards, is that okay? You're going to be the next person he feels bad about time he does it.